You ready?
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint. So we caved and we all got haircuts.
Look at my new fucking haircut. Just got a fresh cut. I'm looking for the freaks.
Not now, Chief. I'm in the fucking zone.
That's a great clip.
See this
Everyone's
new,
got new haircuts.
see this new haircut? It means I'm getting some fucking pussy tonight. My boys, they got the same haircut.
We're all getting pussy
They're
tonight.
getting some fucking
Gonna
pussy
drink
tonight.
Red Bull, Jaeger. Jaeger bomb.
Jaeger bomb.
Jaeger bomb.
Jaeger bomb.
They were the first viral.
That was one of the first viral videos. Fun
That dude
fact.
Dom Mazzetti, right?
No, it was not Dom Mazzetti. That
wasn't?
guy went to my college. My college was so Guido that the Guido viral video started at my college. Hofstra U. Hofstra U.
I mean, you were a big part of that, I think,
Yep.
at least culturally speaking at the college. You were I'm in a frat
No, but
rap guy.
I absorbed the Guido-ness when I got to the school in Long Island.
Yeah, you're not a Guido at all. That was all fake.
Well, I'm Italian. No, I'm Italian, so it made sense.
You're Italian, but like
was justified.
personality-wise, I grew up next to all Guidos.
Yeah,
like,
no, I wasn't. I
You're
wasn't.
not a
I was.
Guido personality.
I was the
at all.
pasty. I was the pasty kid that stayed indoors and played guitar.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah.
I played sports, but like
Then you got jacked and
No, but you
started-
were into working out, and you like.
I didn't get into working out until I got to college, and I absorbed the Guido.
Yeah.
I absorbed the Guido right inside of me. I embraced
I
it.
was a Guido. I'm not.
Which
proud.
gets, I think what my friend's trying to say is love is blind. No,
Love
it's
you, Dad.
it's crazy what your fucking environment will do to you, though.
Yeah, we are the product of our environment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
I mean,
seriously.
no matter where I'm at, I like a good tan. You know.
Yeah, same.
Being tan is dope. I just want to go on record and saying getting a haircut right now, not the easiest task.
Yeah.
Especially, we can't all be, Big Shot Mike, have a guy come to the house and hook you up with a nice fade.
I mean, I'm just trying to be as safe as I possibly can.
You got the resources. I don't blame you. But for me, like I was asking around town, I had to meet a guy named Sergio in a back alley.
Can't
That's
say it's the
racist.
safest play you made, but
And
it's either here nor there.
he walked me into his shop and, I got a nice haircut. That's all that matters.
You look great.
Yeah, thanks, man.
We got Versace in this bitch.
We got Versace in this bitch.
I don't know if
What's
I don't
going
know if
on?
you could recognize him.
I know we're gonna dive in today about Versace's weight loss journey, losing over 100 pounds.
Yeah, I just think it's a great example of we've been preaching on this, and I feel I could say the word preaching because like I really genuinely feel it. When there's a huge opportunity here. We've been saying it about like just working on something that you need to work on, and he was doing it way before the quarantine. You started how long ago? You got talking to the mic, Stevie.
I want to say I did it probably like right before we went on tour. So that was
Right.
a year ago.
Over a year ago.
Over a year ago. And that's kind of when I started.
How much did you weigh then?
It was like, well, prior to tour, when I was at tour, I was like 290, maybe 300.
But you already lost.
No, but
a lot.
And I had
you
already
already
lost
lost
a
a
little bit. Yeah. But then like,
Well, what was your highest weight? You were
350. I was at 350.
Yeah, so you lost
that,
a lot.
That was at like my highest. But then I gained a little bit. And then once I started like really, really working out, that's when I started going down from there.
Yeah.
So
just watching him do it, that was way before quarantine. And again, just stressing that this is an opportunity because I'm doing it too, man. Like I'm just starting. It was a big part of my inspiration was just thinking about Versace, how long of a stretch it was of diligence that you had to have.
yeah, when I started it, I wasn't like, all right, I want to like do this in like 2 months. I knew it was gonna take for like forever because I've done like every diet you can think of, everything from like juicing to whatever. But it's not sustainable.
Just to clarify, you were drinking juice and not taking steroids.
Yeah, no, not actual steroids, just like the juicing cleansing
I
diet.
wouldn't mind some steroids.
So I did that. I did
Steroids
that
are
for
tight.
like 40 days,
Steroids
and yeah, I
is cool.
lost a lot of weight. But it's not sustainable. You can't go like through life as a human like doing just juicing. So you got to kind of find what you think you can do the rest of your life, and that's what I found.
Yeah, the intermittent fasting is
Yeah,
when
and
you're
that's-
unlock, right?
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing. When it got harder, I started doing other stuff, but it's just what helps me. And like every diet's different from everyone. And what I'm doing now is like something that's helping me.
Yeah.
Not necessarily gonna help Blue or you
No, it helps me.
No, it
or,
helps
or
me, too.
John
I
or
do it.
other people, but
Helps me.
it's just what
I'm
helps
loosely.
me.
We're all loosely. I'm close,
Yeah.
pretty close to intermittent
Yeah.
fasting. Kilmer's kind of on his own agenda.
Yeah, I'll never do that.
I
Can you,
Kilmer's
can you,
eating meatballs and chicken tenders over here. Doesn't get any-
Guido, absorb the Guido.
drinking 17.
Yeah, John has
fucking-
the worst guy in the game.
Dago, can you just walk us? I mean, people know what intermittent fasting is, but can you
Yeah.
just walk us through the day and what hours you do what?
Yeah, well, when I started, so I was like 350. That's like, it was my heaviest.
Yep.
So I started doing intermittent fasting, and then I dropped like 50 pounds on that.
Just to be clear, I want to slow you down. This dude used to eat,
Soda for
a
breakfast.
few chocolate candy bars a day.
Yeah.
How many sodas a day?
Sodas, I would do like a 2 liter in the morning.
So
Just,
that's over 1,000 calories right there.
yeah, and then for food, I would eat whatever I wanted. Like if you guys would be like, "Yo, we need some Taco Bell," like I'm down for Taco Bell. But then during like the meantime, I would make myself a sandwich or like go to the corner store and get
Dude.
like whatever I wanted. I had it.
It's very gluttonous.
I used
very
to go.
gluttonous.
I used to go to the Village Mart, and he'd be like, "Surprise me,"
Yeah.
and with
I'll
the
eat
candy
anything
bar.
you bring back.
So I kind of fed into it. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
You like
So
But-
walk us through your day.
So intermittent fasting is basically it's a window of eating, and you can choose anywhere from 8 hours, 6 hours, or 4 hours, and then those hours of the day that you choose is when your eating schedule is. It doesn't have to be like.
So meaning, if you do 4-hour window, you can only eat. You pick a time for a 4-hour window, and you can only consume during
Yeah,
that time.
and you can do any hours of the day. It doesn't have to be a certain time period. It's whatever is more convenient for you. So for me, the most convenient was 8 p.m. to midnight because that's when I was like eating the worst snacks. And usually at night, you're like is when you're really looking in like the pantry and you're like, I want something super like sugary or something before you go to bed. So I was like, well, maybe this should be my eating schedule so that I
Yeah.
can eat whatever I want in that period, and then I feel full and I don't want anything else. So for the first like 50 pounds, that's what I did. I did the 4-hour window, which is like the hardest. In the beginning, it was hard. It was hard as shit. I was like hungry.
More a mental
Yeah.
yeah. strength.
You were eating whatever during those 4 hours at
Yeah,
first,
in those
right?
4 hours.
In the beginning.
For the first 50 pounds, I was eating whatever. I was just snacking, eating sugar. I was still eating chocolates, anything I wanted, but it was in those 4 hours.
You still lost 50 pounds.
Still lost 50 pounds, but once I lost the 50 pounds of just like all the fat stuff,
Slowed down.
it slowed down a lot. I couldn't lose weight at all. So that's when I started like really working out a lot and like watching kind of what I was eating a little bit, but I was still eating sugar, but I was still kind of watching what I was eating. And then once I got to like probably like 260, that's when like I really had to like
What are you now?
really dial in. Right now I'm at like 240, 244 to 45.
So you've lost over 100 pounds in the last 18 months.
Yeah.
And I think this is interesting. It's really such a mental hurdle you have to get over to make a change. And you think a lot of people are tricked into thinking that, hey, this is me. This is, I love chocolate, man. I don't know. It's just me.
Yeah.
Oh, this is, and you can liken it to your personality. Oh, yeah, no, I get crazy when you do this. Or, oh, yeah, this is how I react. Yeah, that's just me. Like, nah, you can literally put your attention on something, set your intentions so deeply into what you're doing with your actions. And once, like, I can speak on it only because I've been stretching for not even 2 weeks, I think 12 days, 13 days in a row. And I already have a huge sense of accomplishment that I've gotten started because for the last 6 years, I knew I needed to stretch. And for the last 3 years, I've become like very inactive. You guys know this, but sharing it for the podcast sake, like you look at me and you're like, oh, he's probably very active and in shape, like I'm in shape and I'm lucky to have good genes. And mind you, I worked my ass off. Blue grew up next to me. I worked out every day growing up. All I did was work out. I've always been in good shape. I have good genes,
Absorb
but
the
like
Guido.
I've grown extremely inactive lifestyle wise, which is terrible for your back, sitting 8 to 10 hours a night working. And just let it go. And to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm tight. I found myself saying that. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm tight. I'm a tight guy. Like it's just how I am.
Hey, Doug,
You know-
I'm a tight guy too, dude. You're
You
a
know what I
tight
mean
guy.
though? Like I was rationalizing it to myself, saying, "Oh, this is how I was born. This is how I am. I'm just always tight." And I found myself fixing other parts of my life, the same thing about my mind and meditating, but I was making this huge excuse for my stretching and just being a lazy piece of shit.
No excuses. No excuses.
I
No,
think
excuse-
also
yeah.
too, like, because you were saying you weren't active at all, but you work out a lot, so you were doing a lot of cardio. You know what I mean? Maybe not stretching
That's
before.
not. But yeah, you're exactly
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is, for the like, okay, I would sit there and ride a stationary bike.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dude, I
Without
haven't been
stressing.
able to go make an explosive movement. Like I used to be a good basketball player. and We'd
Yeah.
play a lot for
Yeah,
leisure,
yeah,
for
yeah.
leisure's sake. When's the last time I played basketball?
No, exactly.
3 years.
But that's what I was saying. So you were still trying to do that.
Yeah, no, it
but
just got
was-
progressively worse to the point where now I'm so skittish to even make a quick move because I'm like, oh, my inability to my back. Like,
Yeah.
it's not funny though because it's gotten to the point like I was fucking smacking earlier today.
That means
Smacking-
having sex.
Yeah, I was smacking a chick this morning, and my fucking goddamn back, and it was happening for a while. Like, bro, I'm like, yo, I'm like,
Is that why I heard in my room?
yeah, it might be a few other reasons, but dude, for like 6 months now, when I've been smacking, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse though, and it's just like, yo, you know, it's one of these things where like, if you're gonna listen to your mind and listen to your body another way, like you gotta listen. And like, dude, I would literally, I had like old man. I'm letting myself, you know, and just 2 weeks of I've stretched 2 to 3 hours a day.
Yep.
For the last 2 weeks, I have a sense of accomplishment, even though it's still hurt. You know what I mean? It's gonna take a while, but my whole point is this: getting started is the hardest point. And that's why I wanted to bring Versace on now, because this is the best time to get started on something.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this, especially during quarantine. I started a whole new rule, which is pretty obvious, but it's nice to point out. It's called the everyday rule. And people are obviously very habitual and creatures of routine. You know, like you're very like you fall into habits and routines very easily. And the way you do that is you start doing things every day, and it could be positive things or negative things. Whether you're exercising, watching Brazzers,
It goes all the way down to thoughts.
yeah, exactly. You start doing it every day, you become a habit. And for me, before the quarantine, I was going to the gym 3 days a week, and it felt like work to me, and the pain in the ass to like have to go and work out 3 days a week. But now that quarantine has started, there are no gyms. We have like a little workout set up here. I start going on walks. I start incorporating and doing it every day. It doesn't feel like work at all. It just feels like part of my day. And if I don't do it, it actually feels weird.
Totally.
So if you want to start positive habits, there's no way around it than just starting to do it every day.
And you'll never, I can't say never because you never know what's going to happen, obviously.
Ever.
Talk about, you never know, be coming to fruition. Like this 2020 has been that year. But yeah, man, you know, let's be optimistic and say you'll never have a chance like this again.
Ever.
To have so much idle time and be so bored that you're literally staring your problems in the face, staring your habits in the face. Hey, what can I do here to fix this? You know,
What can I do every day? And
And
what have you been doing every day? That's
every
been helping
day.
you?
Yeah. So every day
Well,
now,
like, go
you
down
know,
the list of things you do every day now.
Yeah, I have a very pretty clear routine that I stick to. I wake up, I meditate. I don't look at my phone. I meditate first. I come down and I'll get like we call them lift-offs, but it's like our version of a coffee, but it's green tea.
T-bomb. It's
Yeah,
called
T-bombs. You know, low-calorie energy shit. And I'll either read something if I'm not ready to get going with my body yet. Like sometimes out of bed, it's hard to just start stretching, especially when it's very strenuous for me. But I'll either read or I'll put something on. And it's interesting, bro. Like I said it to Blue. I was like, it's kind of interesting. Like I'm sitting there, you know, I stretch for 2 hours, but the entire time I have someone talking. Whether it's some form of content that's that's feeding me.
I call that active learning.
But I'm calling it like my version of church. I'm not necessarily religious.
But active learning, like you're doing something active.
Yeah,
that's
and
helping you
and
physically.
and it's leaning.
and you're
I
learning
very
something.
much so lean spiritually as far as my content or just growth, enhancing. You know, in the direction of everything we talk about in this podcast. But doing it, man, I do that, and I'm doing an overt amount of time spent stretching right now. It's probably not. It wouldn't be realistic. Maybe it is realistic to continue after quarantine.
I think
But either way, even if it's 30 minutes a day, right now I'm going above and beyond to try to get as much progress as I can. But yeah, and then after that, it's the first time I'll like dive into emails, any type of business, unless I have pressing text or something. Me and Blue and Versace or you or whatever will go for a walk, like an hour walk.
Yep.
And again, we're very privileged to have a great neighborhood where like I'm fascinated with the neighborhood. It hasn't gotten old, you know.
Yep.
But dude, ironically, I've become way more in tune with nature since we're not allowed to go outside. And I'm not breaking rules. I'm not going near people. But from now on, you were saying it, I'm not gonna ever not go for a walk now. I used to never go for walks. I was too busy.
Yeah.
And then we go for rides. Another part of the daily routine, or just about daily, is like we'll go for a ride around sunset. And like, here's another thing we said that I thought I wanted to share. Like Los Angeles is a place that's very hard to navigate. It's a beautiful place, but it's really hard and it's really shunned me from wanting to get in the car and drive around, you know, because the traffic is terrible here and it's just so much. This shit has created an awesome opportunity to, sorry, Stevie, an awesome opportunity to like, for most people listening, they are in small towns and they're probably closer to nature and shit. But like LA's kind of turned into a small town vibe. We can drive around the hills and roam freely and just look at the sights and take it in, you know, watch sunsets. Bro, we've been watching sunsets. If you told me and Blue were going to watch a sunset, just me and him, I'd be like, what the fuck happened to us?
Real sexy stuff, you guys.
I'm a big sunset guy.
Yeah, but like,
Hey, what
Blue,
I
you
was
are a
gonna
sunset.
say is sunsets are cool, real cool. But
the t-shirt.
dude, you gotta drive around like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. It's like, cause we lead up to the sunset. You know, you'd go around like 6, and it's like 7:35. You know what I'm saying? Go at 10 o'clock when it's pitch dark out, and you just look at the stars. And that we're in a fucking convertible too. It's not like we're just in a fucking
Big Jeep guys.
You know what I mean? We're in the Jeep. Bro, look at the stars and the moon. This is a super moon right now. Don't ask how I know, but I know. But dude, go around, drive around tonight. We'll do it tonight. 10 o'clock. It's way better than like sunset anything. It's
I
fucking
mean, that's
best.
your opinion, but
You haven't done it?
either way, yes, I have. Either way,
It's crazy.
I want to sell people on walking first.
no,
of all.
no, but what I'm saying is like,
Some people walk.
please, everyone's focused on the horse shit of what's happening right now. Please force yourself to try to look like, dude, I'm fast. Like, I feel so good when I just like look around at the nature, and I wasn't like this. So that's why I'm just trying to tell, but like everyone at home, like, yeah, whatever, man. Like maybe it comes with age or experience or going through things or whatever, but like there's a reason in the 7 laws and all the things I study, all these people are like, yo, commune with nature. We're supposed to be, we're natural. You know what I mean? And it's just like, please look for the magic. There's a saying like, if you don't believe in magic, you'll never find it. Like believe in the magic of it. Like, I think it's fucking, like I used to drive by the sunset and be like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Like look at my phone. Well, I don't give a fuck. Now I'm sitting there staring at it as it goes over the hill. Like,
Just looking
you
at
know what I mean? Like, and it's not like I've changed really dramatically. It's just like this change of your perspective. Like, look, we are stuck inside. Look, we can't hang out with people. We can't see the girls we want to see or be at the parties we want to be at or whatever. But you can go and immerse yourself in some of the natural things that are going on that are kind of pretty amazing, you know, and just putting your attention on it.
Yeah. I want to go down the list of all the benefits of just going on walks. There's so many.
So good.
So many. One, Daigo got me on this wave is the audiobook wave, which never a believer. Now I'm a believer because now I'm walking a lot every day. Every morning, like 10 a.m., I fucking toss on my headphones. I walk around the neighborhood for 3 miles every morning. I was listening to an audiobook, and I get through a book every week or two, which I would never have been able to do before quarantine. So already I'm listening to books. I've been preaching Malcolm Gladwell. I think everyone should read his books. I think they're fantastic. I'm already on my third Malcolm Gladwell book in the past month and a half. Another thing is the calories you burn when you walk, which people don't fucking realize. When you walk 3 miles, you're
Yeah.
burning like 400 calories.
Yeah.
Just from going on a fucking 40-minute walk. I do it twice a day. That's why like I can eat like an asshole at night.
I mean, you got great genetics and
No,
metabolism.
but think about it. Like, dude, I'm walking on average 6 miles every day, sometimes up to 7 miles. That's burning almost 900 calories a day from just walking around the neighborhood listening to audiobooks.
And you're not like burning muscle. It's just
Yeah,
straight
think
calories.
think about the growth. Just think about maximizing your growth, man. He's growing his mind and his perspective, and he's at least getting exercise in some capacity when it's not really available the way it used to be.
Right.
You know, I think we're all really doing that, and that's why I wanted to have Versace on, because he was way ahead of the. We're always pretty health conscious here. I mean, we go and we'll get fucked up and drink all night, drink 2,000 calories or whatever. But for the most part, you know, we pick our spots, and you know. But the thing is, like,
I mean,
look, you know, I'm not a huge. It's crazy. I'm not a huge casual drinker, but like, I get that you got to drink and you get bored, you know. But
I got a crazy point. Like, we live with like, I mean, you're always working out. Kilmer's always working out. You know what I mean? Like, and it makes me want to work out more. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I live
you're a
with,
product of your own environment.
I wonder if I live with three like dudes
Shit
that weigh
bums?
like
If
300.
you live with shit bums, you'd be a
three
shit bum.
shit bums, right?
Yeah.
Would I? And I was the best one, the best shit bum. Would I?
King of the shit bums.
King of the shit
I'm the
bum.
best shit bum there.
No, but say like it wouldn't motivate me. I would end up like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was like,
So one of the main things for me that I found out, it's you can't look at motivation from anyone. You have to find the motivation from inside. So when I started,
You can't rely on it, but it helps. It's
but
a
it
fact,
helped.
it's a fact that
Bro,
it helps.
we were
Yeah,
all
Versace-
super into
Because,
working
like,
out
Versace,
before.
we
dude.
used to be where we probably inspired initially.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even know what the hell. Like, we
Yeah.
first time he had like fish, like raw fish, and like
Yeah.
you know, you just used to eat your burgers and meat and you know
But when-
Mexican.
when I-
Lance, if you were still living in Iowa, would you have gone through the
That's
same
what
diet?
I was
the same
asking
weight
last
loss?
night. I don't
Fuck
think
no.
so.
yeah, I mean, you never know because you don't know what you would have been doing.
Yeah,
Because
you
I
do
would have
never
probably,
know.
Yeah, you do
because I
never
would
know.
have, maybe been shooting horses, and maybe the reason why I started losing weight was because I was sitting outside one day and my hands started getting numb. I started getting this pain on my chest.
Sheesh.
My neck started like really like tensing up.
Do you jerk off a lot that day? That happens
No.
to me. Play a little
And then-
game called Stranger Danger.
I didn't jerk off, but I watched 3 hours of porn plot.
Did you sit on your left hand for 2 hours, play a little game of Stranger Danger?
The whole plot.
And my whole back was like going numb. So I look online to see what like the symptoms of a heart attack were. And that was it. And like, I was like fucking having
Oh, you're
that.
cruising to it. Yeah.
So
You're
I
on
was-
your way, yeah.
So I was like, all right, so this can't happen. So that day I literally sat myself in my room and I told myself, I was like, look, is this really what you want to do? Do you want to lose weight? Because if you do, we're going to go on a journey that's going to take like years.
Yeah, I
we-
mean, you've completely transformed as a person.
And we can't bullshit
Yeah.
around. We can't use motivation to keep us going. You have to like, so now what I do is, you know how you have like the angel and then like the devil on each side.
Yeah.
So I have that, but mine's like the super fat guy eating like donuts like every day.
Mine's a horny guy.
Just eating the
It's
worst,
Quagmire with the big one porn arm.
eating like the worst food, and then on the other side I have this like chiseled ab looking guy. And whenever I feel like I want to eat like a donut or something, like this guy's telling this guy to like piss off. Like I really want to get where I want to be, and I don't use other inspiration sometimes,
I
but
do
you
all
got
the
you got to
time.
use it. Like you got to really want it, and like look at
I
yourself
mean,
in
dude,
the mirror.
what-
And
that's
everyone does.
you're not what you're saying. All that's spot on, but you definitely get it. You've been inspired by the environment here.
Without
one,
even knowing it.
Then you've been inspired. You're a huge book guy. David Goggins, huge fan. He clearly inspires you.
yeah, what he did,
Yeah,
what he
that's
did
all.
is
That's
like,
all external. Like, but that's all part of the whole message of this podcast. When
Yeah.
you had to make a change, you changed your environment. You changed the shit you were thinking about. You changed the shit you were caring about. Changed the shit you were putting your attention on. Reading David Goggins books. You know what I mean? Like,
It's easier when you're surrounding yourself by people doing the same thing.
absolutely. And we started off this podcast with that.
Dude, like when
you're-
everyone's ordering Taco Bell and I'm
I
trying to
get
be
it.
healthy, I'm like, yo,
I get it.
I'm the.
I get
Yeah.
it. I get when a few guys like we, you
Or
know, someone's
pizza,
here
man.
getting food. I'm like, yeah, I'll take some.
It, it
You know
makes
what I
it
mean?
way
Like-
harder. It makes it way harder when
Yeah.
people are on
And
the
if
same
that was
way.
happening every night, who's to say? I probably would be eating not even 50% as well as I am. You know, so it's like,
It's like when you have a girlfriend, bro. You eat worse with a chick.
bro,
You're a product
Yeah,
of your
you
own
know what I mean?
environment.
You eat way worse with a
my
chick.
fucking ex, bro. We like that shit impacts me a
Yeah.
lot, bro. Because I'd be like, nah, I'm good, kicking it.
You're
right?
high as shit with her.
I'm
you just
smoking.
catching a
I'm burning
vibe.
some. Get a nut off. Kick it.
That
Food
means coming.
Food comes here. I didn't order anything. She ordered like 3 things.
You're like, oh, a little
She
bit.
has a little bit of them all. 'Cause I'm not. I'm just like, and I'm burning. I'm like, yeah, I'll have,
I'll have a
a
little
little of this, a little of that, an extra 500 calories every night, just picking at some shit that I didn't even want.
If you walk 6 miles that day, you wouldn't feel guilty.
Yeah, but I mean,
I still do, man.
there's still a huge like.
shouldn't be happening in the
biggest
first
thing
place.
Is the biggest thing is calorie intake. Like if you can just if you know how much you're taking in, you know you're gonna at least have an understanding of what the hell's going on.
But
Yep.
if you're married, it's. I mean, if you're not an actor or whatever, if you're married, it's cool to get a little extra dinner on you. You know what I mean? If I have a wife, I'm not gonna live life. I'm not
Another
gonna
bonus to
fucking
the
eat-
quarantine. Rogan, a few of Rogan's guests talked about it. One was a guy who claims that it's best to and most effectively to do sets. Have 10 minutes rest between each set.
I saw that.
which is absurd if you think about it on like a regular person's schedule. To wait 10 minutes to do another set and do an entire workout that way. But now, like, if you get some equipment at your crib, why not?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I've been doing that. Like, I'll catch a set and I'll I'll fuck off for a little bit.
everyone. Yeah,
Go out there, do another set, fuck off for a little
I'm
bit.
a huge component. I'm a huge. That's like I'm an advocate of that.
Because they say that like you know your batteries get fully charged again after 10 minutes, so
Yeah.
you can give like a 100% effort into the next set
Yeah,
after
explosive.
that again.
Makes sense.
So that's another pro of the quarantine. Another one of his guests said that if it's better to work out less every day than to like pick 3 days to work out because
I saw that one.
because if you're like say you're doing like less reps and less sets, but like at the end of the week you're getting more volume than if you had gone to the gym just 3 days, even though you're doing less every day.
That's what I was gonna
That's
say.
kinda-
So if you're doing
my
5
favorite
every
way.
day,
Yeah.
it's better than 10 3 times.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
why like I'm
you're getting 50
loving
over
like
30,
the everyday
you know what I mean?
rule. Like if you just kind of fuck around and just
Exactly.
do a couple sets, a couple exercises every day, like go walk every day.
Full
You're
bar,
fucking
man.
coming
I
out
get
way
pull-
more on top than if you just go to the gym and exercise 3 days a week.
Pull-ups, bench.
Way more.
You can, dumbbell, whatever. Like that's you don't need a big space to be able to do that. You can go out in your driveway and do that. It's summertime, but there's a lot you can get done. You can do a lot of body weight, abs, and things, and
Yeah.
it's just look. What we're getting at here is like obviously we're not. We definitely like are the other side of the spectrum too. We overindulge in alcohol and partying and do that shit. And to be honest, that's how I want it. You know what I mean? Like this is my recipe for how I could have a life that I'm building as a person, and who I want to be as an older person, as years go by, and protecting myself from that artist burnout thing that happens where you just all you do is that.
It's all about
Just
balance.
create and immerse in this, and you're like drugs, and it doesn't matter the time of the day, and it doesn't. There's a reason that I think we've been able to keep our feet on the ground, you know what I mean, and just be
favorite-
regular about shit is because we go out of our way to try to establish a balance, man. Like, and put at the same time I'm putting in the studio, I'm putting in on bettering myself just as an overall being, and like. I think that's a huge part that has nothing to do with being an artist. I'm just saying that's why you see so many artists or people in this industry fast forward 20 years, all their money's gone, no one cares what they're doing, and they fuck
Self-awareness.
themselves
It
up
probably
a lot.
does benefit you as an artist though.
Oh, I know it does for
Because
me
you're
personally.
because you're nurturing your mind.
Personally, I've become so much more creative taking the time. And I was on remember episode like 3, like what it means to be alive?
Yep.
We talked about it, and I was just like, I used to not be able to go for a ride without being like, oh, this is a waste of time. I'm stuck. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Never present. Like, just, and now I've been able to put value on those things. Almost like the same I would equal, because I used to sit and write lyrics and think about what I wanted to say and concepts. Now I go and experience and I look at that as recon. That's work.
Mhm.
Because it's work as play, because I'm having an experience, you know, and my vibration and my energy is good and I have good experience. And then I go and make the music and, you know, my process has changed. I'm freestyling and shit. So a lot of that just comes right out. The energy of how I feel comes right out. And it actually does serve the art. And my mind is a lot clearer. Your ideas flow. That's why I fucking take the time to express this over and over again.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, dude.
Creatives will understand it. Most people probably won't. But in order to create, your mind space has to be so like perfectly calibrated.
Yes. And dude,
Like
look,
so perfectly
you're
calibrated.
totally right. But creatives need it the most probably. But I would even argue that everybody does, man. Like just your thinking. Do you not want to think at your highest capability? You not want to think better than you are thinking? Like you don't have to be an artist, you know, like you still have to create. Look, you have to create your schedule in a way that you want to win and you want to enjoy your days, right? So if you're putting your creative thinking at your best to create your best week, like, hey, I want to do this week, I have to accomplish this, but I wanted to take my girl here and I wanted to get my kids, I wanted to get her that thing. So like, it can all be repurposed to people in other fields.
You know, I think key to that is alone time. I think you need every day. You could at least get like 20 minutes of silence, or like everyone could do that. You know what I mean? But I just think that's
Not
a key
everyone-
factor.
Yeah, we're privileged as well. Like, you know, we don't have kids like daddy, you know, like
Yeah, people
It's-
have
it's
people
a
have
lot
alone
harder.
time though. People have alone time in the shower, taking a shit.
But I'm saying alone
whatever,
time is
you know?
key to get your, because people are saying stuff and you're
man.
missing huge thoughts that are
totally
coming
You're
back.
totally right.
That's why I walk. Even if you walk your dog,
There's
you know what I
people
mean?
listening that will be like, yo, dude, cool, I don't have that time. You know,
You can walk-
and but like look, if you minus one show a day,
Yeah.
you minus fucking 20 minutes on Instagram. That's why I push meditation. It doesn't even have to be meditation though.
yeah,
Meditation's just the ultimate alone time.
that's what I've been saying.
That's the ultimate
Yeah,
alone time.
that's-
That's a higher tier than you just sitting there like playing on a computer game. But like at the same time, any time alone that you can create for yourself just to give yourself like, all right, you know what I mean? And like, look, yeah, there's a single mom listening who's like, cool for you guys to say I can't do that. You know, but you have to go out of your way. If you don't like the way you're thinking, you don't like the way it's going, take the step. Versace fucking, you know, the step he had to take was such a fucking dedicated, it's a marathon. It's like a million steps.
Everyone's got alone time, like to work, from work. Bro, you're in traffic. Use that as fucking alone
Absolutely.
time. You know what I mean? Just like
Absolutely. Max.
turn off the radio and just catch the fucking vibe,
Right. For
bro.
the single mom saying that, yes, you have the right to say that to us. But what the point is, all right, really have some awareness in how you're actually managing your time of the day. I know you're gonna find 20 minutes in there. Your drive home, whatever. When the kids
People
finally go to
try-
bed, instead of putting on Netflix or going scrolling Instagram, looking at your other fucking loser friends that don't care about what you're doing either. You know what I mean? Like, fix something you want to fix.
Fuck yeah. Blue, didn't you bang a single mom once?
Probably
she wasn't
many.
single, but yeah. I think it's fucked up. I don't want to like.
It's not really your choice.
I
She
think
was
the
single
guy
in
was.
that
I
moment
think
in
the guy
time.
was in. So it's really fucked up. I didn't know until afterwards. So, you know.
we don't have to incriminate
Probably
anyone.
cut that out.
Hey, God bless the country and everyone that fucking.
Could have left the part out.
I'll take a sharp pivot here. I was on a walk the other day. I almost shit my pants, and it made me realize when I was doing some of my own thinking that I think everyone on this couch has a shit their pants story in the pretty recent past. But Mike, I don't know about have you
I never shit my pants.
ever?
Didn't I? Who was I? Was I just talking to you about this?
Yeah, we were talking about. It
I was
'cause
just talking
on
about this. I
walks-
was like, he just was talking about on a walk. He's like, yo, there's a porta potty over here if you're stuck on a walk. And I go, yo, dude, I think I got like a really tight asshole.
I don't know. It's and never.
Yo, like I've never like
I don't know,
I think
man.
I got great as much as my back's in the trenches. I think my
got-
abdomen. I just got a great gate there.
We were also talking about it on the way back from Malibu when me and Blue had to piss in like a.
Yeah, I got
a little-
pretty good
Oh,
control
my
of
bladder.
that.
I have no control of my bladder, bro. I gotta pee everywhere.
Yeah, well, sometimes
a lot of
like
water,
there's just
though.
shit
We're
going
in
on in
the-
your stomach because you
we're in
put
the
something weird down
trenches.
there.
You're
You know
totally
what I mean?
right. I just I've never like I've had to fucking run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But I've never shit myself.
But like, think of it. I'm on a walk. I'm over a mile from the house, and it fucking hits me.
It hits me
Whatever the
too.
fuck I put
I
in
don't know
my
what the hell
stomach.
because you're eating
Yeah,
fucking.
you eat
You're
horseshit
eating
pasta
fucking
and
garbage.
meatballs.
You're eating like.
But my stomach's used to it. So like, if I do it every day and it just happens all
But
out
then
of the blue.
you know you have a few extra White Claws and then
Wait,
you know.
something happened where the other day I'm fucking a mile from the house.
Bro, it happens
listening
to
to
me all
I'm
the
listening to
time.
Malcolm Gladwell. I'm having a fucking whimsical afternoon, and all of a sudden my stomach gurgles, and I'm like, I have to fucking shit. Like I have to fucking shit, and like I'm a mile from the house.
Did it cross your mind to go knock on a neighbor's?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Imagine that,
Dude.
You don't know me. I don't know you. I'm gonna come take a nasty shit. What kind of humanitarian? Where's your humanitarian
I'm like-
level at? Because
I'm
I don't
like
know if
the-
I would let him. I'd be like,
No, I turned into the fucking the Roomba vacuum cleaner over there when it's starting to run out of battery. What does it do? It returns right. It's
Returns to
it's like a
sender?
drone when a drone's about to
Dude,
lose battery. It
dude.
returns back to home base automatically. That's where my and dude, if you had been a neighbor in our neighborhood, watching me navigate back to the house.
that's so fucking.
Do you know that walk you do when like you're squeezing it? It's you know,
I wish I seen it.
Yeah, you gotta scurry back to back.
like this right here.
Yo,
Dude,
I've been out in the trenches. I've been out deep.
Like
I don't-
I even had to like grab a little bit at one point. I'm doing this
at
for
some point you actually had to plug the ass. Did you have to plug it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was out deep once, and I had a call from Sasha. She was like, "Yo, you gotta pick me up, bro. I'm on Vine and
John
I don't know
Right.
what the hell you guys eat. and
John
drink.
always
Nah,
has
just
to
like-
shit. He always has to shit because when he has a little wine at night, so this is what people don't
I
see.
drink a
I
lot of
see
wine
this.
at night.
But once he has a little wine, a little vino, and he gets a little fucked up,
Yeah.
then
those ketos.
he goes to the worst shit food. Like he'll have
Taquitos.
7-Eleven White
Taquitos.
Castle burgers, some Monterrey
And he-
taquitos that are like a million.
Probably
Like
why I don't eat like that really.
you have like a bowl of
I mean, I do
cereal.
here and there.
Dude, you eat
My
shit
stomach
food.
usually processes the fuck out of it though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Usually does. I don't have like when I'm at the house, I'm not like, oh, I got to take a shit.
Hey, let's talk
Yeah,
about
because it
this.
sits there till the next day when you're on a walk,
Yo.
and then you gotta
oh
shit.
man, it's just
Let's talk about this. Have you ever been on tour when the bus overnight and you gotta go? And we're in the middle of fucking nowhere, bro.
I can tell you
Oh my
the
God.
fucking I can tell you the day, the hour, and the minute when I almost shit my pants on the tour bus.
Oh my god.
It was 2016. We were in Boston. We were going to the hotel. We were going to the hotel to pick everyone up. I was the only one on the bus because I didn't stay at the hotel. I think I was with my parents or something. We're fucking caught in traffic. And the number one rule on the bus, you're not supposed to take a shit on the bus. So like I'm there and I'm like, I'm not gonna take a shit on this bus. I'm gonna wait till we get to the hotel to pick the guys up. I'm gonna go to one of the rooms. I'm gonna take a shit. I'm fucking sitting there. We're fucking caught in morning rush hour traffic, picking all of your asses up. And I'm fucking sitting there squeezing my ass cheeks together, thinking like, this is not gonna end well. Like this is not gonna end well. I waited as long as I'm gonna come out and say it. I'm gonna come out and say it. I'm gonna spill the beans. I shit on the bus. Feel bad about it. 4 years ago, I shit on the bus. I feel
I
fucking.
thought that was a chick, bro.
I feel
thought it was like-
horrible about it because
Oh,
when you
man.
shit on the bus, you ride
The
around
truth
with it.
always comes
I
out.
thought that was a chick, and like everyone blamed her.
I
She
know.
got
So
rattled.
that people were probably blaming like the drunk girl that was on the
my
bus that
God.
night who probably shit her pants. Like,
Girls don't poop at all.
no, they don't.
I hope
Don't,
not.
don't
never seen a
ask
girl
what the
poop.
future will tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom always says that in Spanish, and it's like just don't ask questions about something that's gonna happen because the future will always tell you.
Yeah,
that's patience.
So, anyways, this
That's
is
cool, but
this
it's
is the future
also-
coming out. John Kilmer saying, "I'm sorry, I shit on the bus in 2016." Heading to the hotel.
Who
in
was the
Boston.
bus driver at the time?
Who was our bus driver on tour?
One-eyed
when we
Tom?
were doing the TV show. Do you remember? Was it Mark?
Tom.
I got no idea.
I don't remember.
Tom,
It
I
was
think
Tom-
was a TV show.
Tom was,
Tom with the lazy eye.
Tom was a
Yeah.
weird guy, man.
that guy.
Tom
Was
was, Tom was a fucking weirdo, bro.
who was the best
Like,
driver?
I don't
Mark
know what the
probably?
fuck Tom did when we got to those cities, but it wasn't pretty.
Didn't we have a
Mark
driver
was
that
easily
kind of
the
looked like your
best.
dad?
Huh?
Didn't we have a driver that kind of looked like your dad? He was kind of cool.
If that's the.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't know. It was
We're
for a
between
tour.
Mark, Tom, and
Anyways.
Looks like my dad. That must have been that maybe way in the early days.
No,
No,
Tom,
it was,
Mark was the first.
It was like
song.
around like between Mark and Tom and like if someone
in
else.
between Mark and Tom.
What?
Oh, I kind of remember. He didn't last.
Dave?
long.
Was it
Dave?
Dave was the
He
man,
looked
bro.
like my dad.
I thought he looked like Mike Senior. No, I don't
A
know.
little, maybe. He
I don't
had
know.
glasses. Yeah, he's less
Yeah.
long.
Tom was the best driver because he had a lazy
Dude.
eye and he would maneuver like every little crevice, like in alleyways, and
Kilmer,
get the bus
Kilmer,
right through
what
it.
about when we were in Vancouver? This last tour that happened, how creepy our because our driver couldn't go across
Oh
the
my
border.
God, that was a
The
weirdo.
creep ass driver we had.
I think I just exerted
Dude,
a lot
he
of my
was the
memory. I don't
creepiest
remember.
dude. Old guy. He looked like the Monopoly guy. You don't remember?
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
You remember?
Was he
right?
Asian? I don't know why I made an Asian
For like
accent.
2 days.
Uh,
Yeah. He was,
Do not pass go.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
you don't remember him?
I can't. I can't.
You
I can't
remember
leave
him?
the
He was a
country.
fucking creep, bro.
I don't know,
That
yeah,
guy
he-
was a creep. He was showing me pictures.
All right, all this poop talk is making me have to pee out of my ass. So we could get right into the pee break. That'd be fantastic.
All right,
when
let's go.
We'll be right back with You Never Know, You Know What I Mean, right after this urination break.
Howdy, y'all. Whether you're working from home or you're working on your fitness, you want what you're listening to be what you're listening to. You don't know. I don't have the same taste as John. He might be dabbling with Taylor Swift or
I am.
One Direction.
Also true.
You know, and I definitely don't want to be listening to what Versace's listening to because it's in a different language. So it is a very pivotal thing to have your own set of earbuds and at an affordable price.
Because you know that Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing as all the other top audio brands you know.
Their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet. With 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, and I mean seamless, more bass and a more compact design that gives you a nice noise isolating fit. Me personally, the noise isolation is a very key and pivotal aspect of my earbuds. And to be honest, the Apple ones fall out every time I put them in. So I'm enjoying my Raycons.
Mike, did you know I was dropped on a head as a child?
Yeah, I did.
So that makes it very hard for earbuds to fit into my inner ears because they're actually very misshaped. But
They dented earbuds.
the Raycons actually fit right in there. And another fun fact, they were co-founded by Ray J.
I hit it first.
Sexy can I? Sexy can I indeed. So now's the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/YNK. That's buyraycon.com/YNK for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds.
That's
buyraycon.com/YNK. You never know. We finished the Bellina Cup. We raised a substantial amount of money.
Yeah.
We finally put our heads together on what we're going to do with the money.
Yeah. So
Mike, want to let us know?
we were thinking about doing, the food bank and helping homeless. We'll leave out the details, but it was there were a few other elements of our donation that didn't come to fruition on the company side, corporate side, just products that made sense to donate to something like the food bank, like masks and some other things, and things happen, but we have about 15,000, I think, or 15, anywhere from 15 to 17,000. We're still putting it together, but what I want to do is the idea. My first gut, we talked about on the podcast, but our gut instinct was to do something kind of original with it. Now, it's the In the Trenches Relief Fund is what we're calling it. We're launching it with this podcast. So I wanted to make it as simple as possible and as private as possible because I think, you guys posting and or having a post or, there's obviously needs to be some form of submission for this so that we can get a chance to hear the stories. And essentially, we landed on Superphone, which is our phone number. We haven't publicized a ton. We've done a few things with it. It's really, really helpful, and we're seeing a huge success. So anyone listening who hasn't done it, you basically text this number and you just kind of confirm your name or whatever, and then you have direct access to literally me, Kilmer, and Foley's phone. We go on it daily, you know what I mean, and yeah, we might miss your first fucking 10 messages, maybe, who knows? But we're going through and literally seeing at least 50 a day, and responding. And we've amassed a great little following already on there that, the reason Chug Buds sell out so fucking fast is because we're texting them and saying, hey, Chug Buds are on sale in 10 minutes.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, from our side, please understand that, like, yeah, we're not trying to say like, hey, this is my number. It's an app on our phone that we have access to very clear, very directly. And like I said, it's either me, Foley, or you, not another person.
It might as well be texting.
It might as well.
Yeah.
And we've made it a point because it's so beneficial to business that we go out of our way to answer on there. And so just bear with us, if we miss certain messages. And look, we're gonna take every submission in, and we're gonna sit down and just try to pick it, and maybe, I don't know, maybe we put our top 20 stories and then we just pick out of a hat, have some form of randomness to it, whatever. Maybe we just pick randomly out of all the people, but clearly not everyone, but majority of people are listening are probably just not in a great economic stance. And, looking at our listenership is young, early 20s, like, unless you come from family wealth, like this is a tough time, and jobs are going. So we just wanted to do a cool thing. I think we're going to do like 2,000, a gift of 2,000 and pick, 7 or 8 different people. And also, so like the only way to submit is through this phone number. So you want to read it?
Yeah, the phone number is 401-205-337. Again, that's 401-205-3337.
Yeah, again, that's me, Kilmer, Foley, direct to us. And send us your message. You could say as little or as much as you want. But, don't write like a 10-page essay, obviously. That might actually hurt your chances of getting picked. So look, we're gonna just try to impact you guys, and I think it's a really cool way of doing it. This was all from fucking playing beer pong. So, it feels really great to do something that silly and stupid and be able to, I think this is a great idea, and I think people are gonna really feel that impact. So
Yeah.
text the number, and again, just good luck. Bear with us, but it will happen. It's active to text right now as this goes live. So,
And adding to the charity, you're going to be making T-shirts as well.
yes, fire in the trenches. Think about it, the world is in the trenches, so it's like it's a dope design. We should flash it on screen, but it's the globe and kind of our in the trenches design, kind of mixed into it. But yeah, it's just it's another dope thing. I think we might do shorts too, but yeah, like proceeds to that will go towards this plan. So say we sell a bunch of T-shirts, it'll be some more money to donate back to the Steves. So Steve's helping Steve's.
Steve's helping Steve's. That's all it is.
There's only one way out. One way out. That's that.
Keep going, baby.
That was like a mic. One way out, guys.
Speaking of in the trenches, our country's at somewhat of a divide right now. Half the people want to get back to business as usual.
We're tired of business as usual.
We're tired of business as usual.
You have to cut to that. Phil
I was a
Davidson.
Republican in times good. I was a Republican in times bad.
I have been a Republican in times good, and I have been a Republican in times bad.
Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell Randy Gonzalez.
Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell Randy Gonzalez.
Probably
Shout out Phil Davidson.
It's probably about 8 people who of our listeners who get that reference, but it's fine.
Maybe not, man.
He was early on, bro. We were listening to your house.
It's a YouTube video way back in the day went viral. It was on Touch.0 though.
Yeah. Anyways, the country's at a divide. A lot of people want to get back to business as usual. Some people think the quarantine should continue. Do you have any input on that?
To be completely transparent, I don't really.
I feel for both sides.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel. I know what I'm doing. Personally, I'm quarantining and staying the fuck away from people. Obviously that's just kind of obeying the law at this point. But I saw a funny meme that kind of like opened my eyes a little bit. They're like, it was like a picture of our founding fathers, and they're like, give me liberty or give me death. or whatever the quote was, and they're like, except if there's a virus that comes out that has a lower than 1% fatality rate, in that case, strip me of all my freedom,
Right.
and tax me even though I'm not getting paid and lose my, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm seeing that side of it more and more as I think about it fundamentally. Law, nature, like the nature of a true democracy, which is choice. And if you want to go outside. So, but I also understand, like, look, what the hell you want to, like, there's a chance like we could lose tons of people's lives if we just let this shit fly. So I don't know how I feel. I'm very on the fence. It's a pretty shitty answer to that. But I actually talked about politics a little bit, and I've become a little more interested in my belief that I think Republicans and Democrats and this whole divide, we have to stop feeding into this divide.
Oh, well, let's not even get into that right
But what
now.
I'm saying, no, but what I'm saying is that there's a huge divide.
I agree with you.
There's a huge divide in most of our country's issues.
I agree
But
with
it
you.
stems from, this is how I think, this is how we think. We can't, like, we got to figure it out. Like this one, I'm a perfect example. I don't even know how I feel.
Yeah.
So instead of, you know what I mean? Like there has to be, politically speaking, there just has to be somebody who's like, yo, what is our middle ground?
Well, I have a pretty firm stance on it, only because, and I told you about this, there's a control group right now, and that's Sweden, who never even went in lockdown. They never once went into quarantine. They just kind of like, they went along as business as usual. And you know, if you look at the statistics of what's happened in Sweden, they aren't worse off than any other country. In fact, like they're either average or they're doing better.
That's skewed though.
Yeah, but Americans.
No, I mean,
There's so many more, dude. That's such a skewed statistic.
let
man, I'll tell you why.
me finish, because I mean, Sweden, yes, it's not a huge population, but I mean, like their biggest city is Stockholm, was 1 million people. That's bigger than the majority of the cities in the United States.
People per capita, there's a lot of space. There's a lot of mountains. There's people per
Stockholm
cap-
is still a major city.
If you look at New York City, though, you
That's
look at
different.
Tokyo, you look at any of these places.
Okay, I'll put it.
If you said no quarantine,
I'll put it
what would
this.
happen?
I'll put it this perspective. Massachusetts, Boston is smaller than Stockholm. It's smaller, and Boston's fucked. And Boston's fucked. Boston's one of the worst cities right now.
So-
Boston's worse off than Los Angeles right now.
They're assholes, bro. They're
I'm just telling you.
so stupid.
But
Shout out to Boston, I love you guys.
But what I'm trying to get at,
Easy,
what I'm
bro.
trying to get at is big cities like Stockholm never went under lockdown. They never did quarantine, and they found that people who want to stay inside stay inside. They've seen 50 to 75% of like less traffic on the streets of people going outside. So if people,
It also depends. It also depends on how much of the virus actually got there. Think
Yeah,
about it. There's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot more tourism to America from Asia.
of course, but a lot of cities are suffering. Who's to say that Italy's worse
just a
off than
skewed
Sweden? You
statistic,
know what I mean?
though.
Like,
But what I'm saying is the whole thing is travel, and like America is top of the totem pole
for
as far
sure,
as tourism.
New York City especially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then so many people, new people, exchange of people, the lifestyle that America and the build of America, even just geographically speaking, like a lot of these cities, like there's no way you can make the argument that we'd be better off if we never kept people. Like there'd be a lot more deaths.
No, it's not saying better off. It's giving people the option, and when you give people the option, you'll find that there are just as many people staying inside, not doing anything.
I hear you,
Yeah.
but like if they went on the news and they were like, hey, yeah, no, you guys can go outside, like if you want, but maybe it's safe to everyone will go outside.
I don't know.
Like even still, there's people going.
we don't
now.
know. We don't know that yet. And like, I bet you in Los Angeles, people will fucking go outside because there's fucking riots about people not being able to go to the beach in the summer. Like
Oh, yeah, bro, it'd be
something so
poppin'.
fucking simple as that.
Travel, the whole world would be bustling still, man.
For sure. Think of the virality of this virus and how easy it is to catch it. If even fucking 5 people had it in Sweden and they just let people fucking run rampant, it would spread there. It would be an issue. It'd be an issue fast. It'd be an issue really, really fast.
They got more composure.
You know what I mean?
out there.
And like I get it. Like it's a whole different fucking world. I mean, I don't know. I've never been there, but it's a whole fucking different world over there. I'm sure like there's different stipulations and whatever. It's
Yeah.
probably different there. But I think that it's a decent control group to at least look at.
Yeah, you gotta look at it.
That you just gotta look
This
at
is
it.
why I feel so on the fence. This is why I feel like there isn't really an opinion. It's why I said there needs to be someone who's like just in the middle of this saying, hey, look, we don't really know the answers. Here's our circumstances. Like, it just feels like one thing I read, the next article I read is something like actually like almost the polarity of that.
Oh,
Like,
I mean,
there's so much confusion.
It is-
Everything's
It is a
propaganda.
train wreck.
Everything's political. Like,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, it's like, if we could just the little bit leaning into the oneness of like, yo, we're all people and we're trying not to die.
Yeah.
Like, we're just trying to figure out how we can beat nature's. There's a monster that hopefully was naturally created. Because I hope someone didn't create it. But there's tons of theories about that. But like, it's just, look, we're into it and we're listening and I'm paying attention and I'm confused on how to feel, how to think about it, and what to do. Still, so. That's my opinion. My firm opinion on this is someone needs to get at the front of this and just be like, hey, we don't really have any of the answers. Like, let's forget which sides we're on and just be like, yo, how the hell are we going to, like,
That's why you have to watch Rogan.
And that's why I watch Joe Rogan.
That's why you have to watch
Joe
Rogan.
Rogan should be the president, in my opinion, at some point. You can think what you want about the candidates or whoever. All I'm saying is the polarity and the huge wide spectrum of what news we're getting, and like none of it there's not a continuous message to the people. This is what it is, this is where we are, and this is what you should do. And I think that's led into the state we're in now, where people are fucking charging the state house.
crazy.
Getting off of politics, like
It's
either
crazy.
way, there's the cool message here is like, and that's what a lot of the teachers and people talk about is just this. A key to happiness is not allowing yourself to be distracted by problems that
So you
are
can't
out of your control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's wasted energy,
have to
and
adapt.
it's
You have to-
taking away from the energy that you can put on the things
It's
that you
adaptation.
can't
You
control.
have to adapt no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is way out of our control in a lot of ways. What is in our control?
What
To
we do
try
this
to,
time.
Yeah, try to get our
Yeah.
health right and try to obey the laws for what they
Not
are.
Shit your
I
pants.
think you take precautions, like just
And I mean, I do have faith some days, but then things like the Kawasaki virus comes along. I wish I was making this up.
Why are they all Japanese brands? Or no, Corona. Corona's Mexican.
I think that brands
But-
are just sponsoring viruses now.
yeah, like the Kawasaki virus it sounds like a Family Guy thing.
it's crazy.
Like a parody. Where's my-
2021, the Panasonic epidemic comes around.
Yeah. Never ending.
What about the Hornets?
We now
What
we
about
now
the
found that
Hornets?
old people are suffering from Geico dementia. That's Geico. In 15 minutes, you can save 15.
That's so good.
Hey, what about those killer fucking
Yeah,
Hornets,
and
bro?
then well, I read an
Bring
article.
in the Hornets! Did you see that meme where Dr. Evil's like, oh, they flattened the curve of the Corona? Bring in the Hornets.
yeah, we're getting
Yeah,
trolled.
There's murder hornet. No, I read an article about murder hornets today saying that it's actually not a threat.
Yeah, I
The
saw
big-
that too.
But no, it's not a threat to humans. Although they can be fatal to human beings, the issue is that they are more fatal to bees. We've been having a serious bee issue in this
Do you
country for a long
understand?
time.
Does anyone here? I mean, I think I told you
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Does
I know.
anyone understand how important bees are? To the
Bees
human
are
being?
their pollination is. I wish our pollination was a little more important than bees.
Well, bro,
I'd be
if
pollinating
bees-
left and right.
If even half the population of bees died,
We're fucked.
a lot of people would die.
Yeah.
Do you realize that the bees are touring? They tour. So like, if they need,
tight.
they're gonna bring them up to like Pacific, they're gonna
Bees
bring
are
them
tight,
somewhere
bees are
for
tight.
like pistachios and nuts or whatever. They'll bring them up there in that region for that time.
Yeah.
And then they bring them back over here for, there's a bunch of different crops and shit that they're a part of. But I didn't know that till recently. They literally you could be driving by 18 wheelers full of bees.
Really.
This is rashes in 2014.
They're probably fucking like crazy in there.
It's like,
Versa-
it's like the
Versace, you
summer
know
tour
about the birds
for
and
these
the bees?
The birds and the bees.
Let's
baby.
talk about the birds and the bees here. When's
Anyways,
the first
these
time?
fucking murder hornets are out here killing our bees. That's all I know.
Yeah, we need the
It's
bees.
a-
Our
it's a big
pets' heads are
issue.
falling.
Apparently, there's a new.
Legitimately.
No, our pets' heads are falling off. There's a video circulating now of a praying mantis eating a murder hornet's head.
Yeah, I saw that.
You see that?
He was like eating inside it like it was like an oyster, and he was like,
Yo, wake
I
me
think
up.
we need more praying mantises out here killing all the murder hornets.
Wake me up when September
praying
ends.
mantis are. I want to say praying mantis was an endangered species.
Really? I don't know how it got here.
You never know.
Hey, wake me up when July.
Before we get out of here, I want to shout out our good friends over at Bravo. They're launching a Bravo Pays. We just did a Chug Bud giveaway with them, which I think we'll be doing more in the future because it's a hot ticket item right now. Chug Buds. We're doing a new drop, by the way.
Yeah. So when this drops, it will be dropping in 2 days. We're gonna drop next Friday.
Oh, another one already.
So when this drops, it's dropping in 48 hours. And this is about 2,000 units, which is, it's hard. Like, I've explained we're making them here, but I think this is our last run of making it here. And then we're kind of taking a bigger step.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, everyone who listens, obviously I think we're going to do we'll announce it. We'll announce the time, but a great way again, one, if you want the money to hit the super phone and just let us know what the hell is going on in your life. Secondly, like you can hit the super phone for this too as well. And like for Chug Buds, like that will actually fire you out a text.
Yeah, we'll notify everyone.
A reminder, but it actually is helpful. Like I'll get so many DMs about people wanting it, wondering when it's going to go on.
Yeah.
So it's a cool, like direct way of getting the info fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuck yeah, super phone. So that's something to look forward to with the Chug Bud drops, but also Bravo's launching a new. So right now they're a payment app, which we all know, but they're launching a new phase called VNext, which is going to be very similar to companies like that release premium content, kind of like Patreon or
OnlyFans.
If you're someone like me, OnlyFans.
There's so many girls going across over the dark side.
Hey, I love it.
You know what? I feel bad for the girls in OnlyFans because now with Bravo dropping, OnlyFans is taking about 20% from these poor girls.
They could just go on that side.
What's VNext gonna be? 5%? 5% from, and it's pro creators, and at the end of the day,
I'm gonna go out of my way to hit all the little things up that I see on OnlyFans and say, hey,
we're about to get about 200 OnlyFans girls over to Bravo.
Yeah. And just be like, yo, if you could save 15% per transaction, why the fuck wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I feel like they're all gonna switch over.
Yeah.
I think they should switch over, but anyways, the most important, forget OnlyFans. The most important part of VNext at Bravo is we're going to get to create our own premium content, which I think is going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, we should bring up our idea and maybe you could throw it out to people listening. If you have an idea for what would be cool from us, we're going to do limited premium stuff through this platform. But I think doing a call-in show where it's just just us sitting right here and you guys call in, you could chop it up with us.
Yeah.
And, the only way is through this premium account and there'll be limited sizes. So it won't be 10,000 people or 5,000 or even 3,000. I probably cap it at 1,000.
What's great is the possibilities with us are endless because it can go beyond our podcast. We can start creating.
Of course.
We can start creating little vlogs,
jaywalking,
web series. Yeah. This idea we had called jaywalking where we walk around the neighborhood and smoke J and just talk about stuff, which sounds like a really fun thing
about
to
do that right now.
We're gonna do that.
About to be jaywalking in 5 minutes. From
do that without the cameras. Anyways, we're super hyped up about Bravo's VNext coming out probably in the next month or so, a couple weeks. So, and the only way to be a part of it is to download the app, and it's fucking free. So you should probably go do that.
Is it called VNext?
VNext is the premium service.
I got a couple of VNext on my waist.
Any closing statements from anyone?
Sex.
There's two type of people in this world. There's betas and alphas. Who do you want to be? You want to be a beta or an alpha? No excuses. Let's go.
Versace's transformed into fucking David Goggins Jr., the Mexican version. No fucking excuse.
David Goggins.
No excuses.
I'll end with this. Did you guys know that that Hitler was actually a very talented painter?
No.
He's a very talented artist.
Fuck that guy though.
Fuck that guy. But his paintings can go for upwards of $50,000 these days. I'm thinking an original Hitler would look pretty good right around.